Why do some movies like Red 1 cost around $250 million or more to make, even though they feel like mid-budget movies and all projections suggest they won't do that well? The Rock took $50 million in salary and, apparently, cost another $50 million by being a diva. A great example of how you can piss a lot of your budget away on absolutely nothing. The rest is just Hollywood accounting, where the real creativity lies. Start with some big-name actors that pull in big salaries, throw in a bunch of CGI, and you can rack up the expenses pretty quickly. This is part of the reason that movies are so derivative these days. Studios are hesitant to risk anything new. Could be locations, effects, actor salaries, etc. There are a lot of factors that go into the budget. Movie budgets are a lot more wibbly-wobbly than you'd think. That movie overall likely cost about $500 to $600 million after marketing. It's often said that the real cost of a movie is about 2-2.5x the budget. This is why movies that make their budgets back are still flops. Some of it is payment to actors. Literally a solid half of that is likely just payment to the big names. It's likely even more than that. Then you have payments for things like locations, prop rentals, permits, special effects departments, stunt doubles and body doubles, etc. Movies at this scale have a lot of random jobs in areas you wouldn't even think about. Big names, CGI, and marketing can blow up budgets fast. Hollywood's wild with spending. Movie stars are all about economic signaling. It went overboard in 1963 when Elizabeth Taylor was paid $1 million for a role. Hollywood accounting. It's easier to steal $1 million from $100 million. It's probably a mixture of bad budgeting and overpaid actors. You sometimes see it with B-movies that have a big name in them. You'll be watching wondering how they managed to spend $15 million on a shitty movie, then Morgan Freeman will appear for a few scenes and you know. There's also the side that different directors can get more out of budget than others. Michael Bay would struggle making a little indie action flick, compared to a guy like Gareth Evans who made The Raid for $1 million. It all comes down to personal, really. Fun fact, Gareth Evans could have made The Raid over 130 times if he had the same budget that Bay had for the first Transformers movie. In this case it might have to do with it originally being a streaming exclusive. Producers and actors being paid more on the front end to compensate for the lack of box office residuals. That and Johnson's alleged chronic lateness. Actors being overpaid, reshoots, changing VFX, the union guy that only presses the playback button, and contractual obligation to name a few. Money laundering. Box office is no longer the majority of what makes a movie profitable. Also, a loss can be used as a tax write-off. I don't think box office predictions are that accurate, and they don't include streaming or digital rentals, which is where the majority will watch it these days. I can't even remember the last time I went to a cinema. Embezzlement. The actual answer is that half of that is promotion, a quarter is CGI, an eighth is paying everyone, a 16th is licensing, a 32nd is props, a 64th is rent, a 128th is transport, and then a quarter of the other 128th is writing the script. My hypothesis is that it's money laundering. CGI and The Rock are too expensive. Because a huge part of these numbers is the pay given to the actors. Then there is the many millions spent on promotion advertising. It's really hard to figure out just how much the movie part of a movie costs to make. Not specifically answering this one per se, but take Netflix model. Say 10 MO per customer x 100 M equals 1 BMO. A lot goes to maintenance, payroll, legal, etc. But clearly content is king, creating new content is cheaper than borrowing renting, and providing new content is the only way to retention. Budgets can be bloated to make the movie seem more appealing or interesting. Just marketing trying to convince people that expensive means good. They will label certain payments as budget just to create a talking point. For the same reason they announced that some actor got Roman $20 million for the role. But the contract says something like actor has to return X million as an investment into the movie. Schwarzenegger got $31 million for Terminator 3, but settled for $28 million, so they could shoot the scene where the crane demolishes a storefront from the $3 million he waved off. That's what they say. In reality, Schwarzenegger got $28 million total, and the rest is contract work that allows them to have a spectacular story to pitch the movie. Red 1 was delayed a lot, which increases budget. It also flopped because it wasn't intended as a theater release. Theater promo started late, and worse enough, Amazon plans to release it on Prime this Christmas, which means viewers can just wait 6 weeks and cinemas have less incentive to show it. Cineplex, one of Germany's biggest cinema franchises, boycotts the movie because of it. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Not only was he paid $50 million, but he showed up late for filming consistently, which wasted more time and money.